The front braking system will not bleed on my project build. Watch this video. Hello, welcome to RevelatorAlf. I hope you're all well. So very quick video here. I promise I do some more progress videos on the bike build. There are lots of little stories, lots of little issues going on in this final push to finish off this bike. So bear with me. Okay, so the first thing that I thought, right, I've got one day, I can just button everything up and just start getting this started and put it on the road. Then I hit a wall of things that started to fight me. One of the first things was bleeding the front brakes. So I had it all set up, had a front brake master cylinder here, which came in the box of bits. I also had another one, there we go, which was a lot older and looked really crusty and horrible. I thought, no, I'll just go with the new one. I assumed that it was absolutely fine. So I put the calipers on, I put new brake lines on from the master cylinder down to the splitter, because I've got a dual front disc setup on this bike. The calipers were working well. I bench tested them, in other words. So you rig them up to a master cylinder with a single brake line, and you fill it up with fluid, brake fluid. You pump it up just to make sure that the cylinder, or that the piston, I should say, comes out. So if it works, okay. That all worked fine. Then I went to put them on the bike, and I started bleeding the system. I did reverse bleeding. I was trying to get air out of the master cylinder here, just tapping the brake lever as well, doing all sorts, and still real spongy brakes. In fact, hardly anything at all. And I thought, well, I've purged the lines, I've bled the lines, I've reversed bled. I've done everything in the book that you can think of getting any tiny little bit of air out of the brake lines or the master cylinders or even the brake calipers. Still no good. The pistons are going out a little bit at a time, but then they're just not holding the pressure. And then they get to a certain point and they just won't come in. They just won't tighten up enough. And then even if they are gripping on the disc, there's not enough brake pressure there to feel anything in the brake lever. So what I had to do, would you believe, I've gone and bought a brand new brake master cylinder, clutch lever setup and a brake master, just to see if that works, and just give it one more go. I mean, it could be a multitude of things, but there's no air in the system. So I've basically gone through hours and hours. I spent a day and a half, would you believe, getting so frustrated on these brakes. I will get there in the end, but essentially that's what. So if you're having problems with air in the system, there's lots of different ways you can do it. Just, obviously get a brake bleed kit, reverse brake bleeding. In other words, you pump in brake fluid from the brake caliper up, and it forces all the air out. You tap it all out, and you basically keep on going until there's no air bubbles in the system. But at some point you come across a system like mine, especially when you're putting on a brand new brake master cylinder, and you might get air in the piston and the brake master cylinder, so you're pumping that out as well, but something won't happen. So I've had this happen to me before. I thought everything was working well, but I still had no brake pressure, and it was a faulty brake master cylinder. In other words, it's not pumping correctly. You think it's pumping, but it just doesn't pump properly. So I'm pretty sure that's what it is. So you sometimes feel like, hey, yeah, I've got spongy brakes, or I've got a lever that's coming all the way in. It must be air in the lines. It's not always the case. A lot of the time, it is down to the brake master cylinder. That's what I think it is. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. But I mean, just look at the workshop. It's an absolute state. And I got to the point where I was pulling my hair out, whatever hair I had left, and I was thinking, right, that's enough. Enough is enough on this one. I'm never going to build a bike again, but obviously I will. I'm sure I will. But sometimes these things fight you, and they keep on fighting you, and bleeding these old brakes. It's been a right pain. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. If you like what I do here, if you like this series, this mini-series of this project build, let us know. I know I've been getting lots of comments, lots of emails, people sending me, can you show us more about the build? These videos are never about me showing you how I built the bike or anything like that. I will do a full video of the bike, a walk around, tell you exactly what I've done to it when it's complete. But at this point, it's really about just showing you all the little problems that hit me right at the last minute. I should have had this bike finished a week ago, or 2 weeks ago. By the time you watch this video, probably about 2 weeks ago. And hopefully, by the time you're watching this video, I would have got it all sorted out. But it's been fighting me all the way. Anyway, on to the next video. If you like what I do here, just keep on watching the videos and I'll catch you again. Bye now.